Hey guys, so today let's see how to draw round edges. So welcome to the designsketchbook.com, and I invite you to go on the blog to see more articles and tutorials. But first I invite you also to download the Designer Starter Kit. It's a free beginner guide. You have the link in the description. I will show you how to make your first steps in drawing as well as step by step in perspective. Alright, let's start, and before going to perspective, what is good to do is to do a flat study. So I start by drawing a square, right here. I got the horizontal and vertical, I got the center. And here's a quick tip, if you want to get the center, you start with the diagonals. So I got the center, and I will draw a circle inside. And as you can see here, the circle, we touch the square at these 4 places here. Touch, 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 touch. And then I can get 4 equal quarters from this circle, and it's basically represent the rounding, the round corner. So I got 4 rounding in a circle. Okay, and what if I got a rectangle right here? So what we are going to do here is to get 1 quarter at each corner of this rectangle. It's like I have expanded the space between each corner, each quarter of the circle. Okay, pretty simple, right? So think of a corner like this roundness as the quarter of a circle. Here we go. And you have to make sure that this corner actually is like inside a square, not inside a rectangle. It's a square base, so you can get the corner of a perfect circle. Okay? If you want to play with the rectangle base, it's possible, but you just to make sure that you do it on purpose. So the quarter of a square is also a square for the bases, because we have divided in 4. Make sense? Okay, let's carry on. I give you a tip right here. When you draw this roundness of the corner, just feel that there is 2 thirds and 1 third. So let's take it here for the full one. Let's get right here. Can you see the distance? And you can actually make another inside square. It's about 2 thirds, 1 third. 2 thirds, 1 third. Dun, 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 dun. Just keep this in mind, it's going to be quite convenient for the next steps. So now it's time to doodle training time. It's a time of doodle training time. Okay, that's the stage of the doodle training time. So what I would like you guys to do is to repeat the steps that you have just seen. You don't matter to make it perfect, just make it imperfect as a doodle note, because what I would like you guys to do is focus on acquiring the knowledge that you have just seen. By just repeating all these steps, you will just better integrate them and memorize them. Then feel free also to explore. As you can see, you have 3 corners of this circle, so you can also train on them individually. So as you can see here, my sketch are very in the doodle format. Just very quick, bam bam bam, done. You explore very fast. And you keep going even faster. Why? Because it's becoming more and more intuitive. You force your brain actually to do not think too much of what you have seen by this time. You are just implementing what you have learned and acquired. Okay? I want you guys to make it intuitive. So you acquire, you practice, and then you do it super fast. And this is how your brain will be agitated. So A, repeat the steps. B, you explore fast. And C, you doodle time very, very fast, super fast. Okay? Super fast doodle. And now it's time for the perspective study. Okay? So we have a 2D and then we make it in 3D. Flat to perspective. Dun, dun. And you can see all the steps for how to draw a cube in perspective in the Designer Starter Kit. So I'm doing here a very quick preview, and you can get the Designer Starter Kit to get it all step by step. But right here you will see today a shortcut to directly drawing a cube without all these lines. So the link is in the description. It's for free, and you can learn how to do the cube in perspective from different angles, all step by step with the guide and also some videos for you to accompany on your journey. Alright, so we saw on this little thumbnail the flat to perspective to the vertical edge that will transform into the roundness. So I draw a cube here. Okay, now we got this base, and as you see on the top surface, I added some 2 extra lines in perspective that form a small square, and I draw the corners, which I can actually repeat on the bottom surface. And then remember that you can pull out the curve to make it like 2/3, 1/3. So remember, on the corner you want to find a smaller square. There you can find your round corner by drawing this extra line of perspective. Okay? So first, top surface, bottom surface for the 2, and then I link. So I got just prolongated into the perspective some extra lines that allow me to have a square shape in perspective in the corner. Dun, dun, dun. And let's do an alternative right here. So I take the first surface first. I got these two little dots that I prolongate to the bottom. And from this little extra information that I got below at the bottom, that allows me to create an extra corner, round corner. Okay, so first to the top, second I go down, and 3 I got this extra roundness. So it completed the extra all along the edge. Bam, bam, bam. And this is really convenient to actually have this first technique and the alternative, because this is something that actually you can mix up. And then I can complete the other corner of the cube right here with the same techniques. And you can also notice that you have the rounding edges and the outside edges. The outside edges is very close to the cube one. It's a little bit inside. Here we go. I'm completing all the corners, and you have to remember to always draw in transparency. So once again, if you need some more training into perspective, you can get all these things in the Designer Starter Kit. Bam, 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 ba-dum. So then it's doodle time fast. Fast doodle time. Here we go. You just draw very fast what you have just learned, making it super fast. So to make sure that you have understood the process, and feel free to mix up both, to explore both the alternative and the main one. Because the most important thing is that even though you are learning step by step, is to understand actually how it works, and then you can by yourself reproduce all the techniques. Because the most important is that they make sense to you. Now we are going to see about the horizontal edge. So I will let you guess, how can we handle this horizontal edge? So we got C previously, we got tackle, the surface which was on the top. Now I'm doodling for guessing, and we are going to wondering. You can actually just doodle to explore and experiment. And now we have actually the vertical surface where we apply the roundness that we are going to expand to behind, to the deepness of this cube. Okay? You feel it like an extrusion. Dun, 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 dun. Before we extrude vertically, now for this horizontal edge we will extrude horizontally. Alright, so we got the cube right here. So I start the cube very light, then I bold a bit more. Okay, so we got the side, right? And prolongate some extra lines. We got like this square shape on the corner, and then I draw this roundness with the 2/3 1/3 filling. Alright, and this is what we have on the side, which we could actually call it like the front as well. And now I prolongate it to the back surface, that I can have the extra corner. We do again, I prolongate these dots to the back surface, and I got this extra dot. Then I do the round corner. Alright. It's all about projection from the front to the back. See here you have the outside edge. Now I'm doing again for the back. Here we go. And then I prolongate the surface from another one to the opposite one. Here we go. And now I got border line to complete the new form. So I got the bold line and the light line. There we go. And what I like to play in product design is to play with contour lines. So contour lines are some invisible lines that allow you actually to better understand your form. There we go. So you can see that some of my corners are round and some are very sharp. Here we go. So most of the time, the contour line you can apply it like what we call at the center, like if you divided your volume into. Now it's a fast doodle time. Here we go. On surface, we project. You got it at the back. Then you replicate. And now you can try also for some different sizes of the main volume to explore even more. So as you can see, the quarter and the quarter are actually creating like the half moon. So you got the flat steady here, and so we was drawing the circle inside. We divided by 4 to get 4 quarters distinct. Okay. So remember the 2/3 that we pull out the curve, and then we get the same thing in perspective. Remember the square base. And here we got like make it in a volume, like we're going to extrude it. In this example to the bottom, to have the edges which is vertical. So we keep exploring by expanding actually these corners to have more volume in between. So now we are going to explore even more, so we are going to take our time. I do invite you to take a piece of paper and practice with me. So explore different volume and try to be creative, because this is how you can play the game of exploring this round corner application. And what is cool is that you can, as soon as you understand how it works, you can actually draw it in any angle. Dun, dun. There we go. Really take this like a game. Make it fun. This is how you will even better memorize it. So you draw a main volume right here. And then I create this corner right here, I got divided this volume in 3 parts. So you got the 2 extreme parts, like the round and the middle part, which is joining them. Here we go. So now I'm doing a round here. I join transparency. I do the other round. Here we go. So take your time. When you draw, feel free to press pause whenever you need. Once again, make sure that you got understood the basics, and this is how you will duplicate in your own way, by mixing the techniques to see what is comfortable for you. Step by step is one thing, and whenever it becomes intuitive, what is cool when drawing is that when you're drawing, you figure out the solution that you want. And this is how actually when you apply the techniques make sense at the moment that you draw them. This is when it just becomes intuitive. Your brain is just picking in the library of techniques to apply what you want. And the magic of it is then you understand it in 2D, you put the perspective rule inside, and it works. And you can draw it from any angle. And here I'm even drawing with a negative rounding. As you can see here, you have the 2 methods. It can be in positive and negative. It's just a mind trick that you're applying. The same technique, but you can actually draw it for different purpose. Let's carry on to do some more forms. So I recommend you to block sometimes when you draw. Give yourself maybe half an hour, maybe more, 1 hour, no distraction. And you keep practicing, just doing this rounding, because it's not going to help you to learn only the rounding, but also practice even better your perspective. It's like one stone to hit, I would say. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. I'm drawing some more volume and then I apply the rounding. It's like a game. Dun, 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 dun. Whenever that more you understand how it works, more you try, more it becomes addictive, because you want to explore even more. And this is the mindset that you need to get when you learn how to draw. Is you get one technique and you wonder, hey, how am I going to apply it? And this is what is making it even more fun. So now I'm mixing the positive and the negative rounding. There we go. I'm challenging the perspective skills. And this is how, when you get out of this comfort zone, that you can improve and surprise yourself as well. Okay? So I got to draw some hatching for the internal surface to create some more contrast. There we go, some more hatching here. Let's do some more right here. So I always have this cubic base, and then you create the roundness. Dun, 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 dun. And beam, I'm drawing the roundness here. Does it make sense now? I can draw with some angles which are very small and some very big, and I just need to define the side of this corner square. Bigger the corner square, bigger the angle, and smaller the corner square, smaller the angle. And now I'll have fun by drawing some contour lines right here. Here we go. And actually I'm creating the section when I draw it in transparency. Up, here we go. So this is a bit more level up, but I invite you to explore as well. And whenever, like as you can see, you are going to get a lot of lines whenever you draw more complex forms. And the idea is to keep focus on your lines. That whenever you draw a line, you know where is it. It needs to make sense to you. So now super doodle time, super fast doodle time. And we keep exploring some other stuff right here. So whenever you draw super fast, super ugly, it's helping you to better integrate and actually also train your velocity, your sketching style as well. It's good to have this variety of sketching style, from very ugly to something very neat, and also something in between, which I love, is something very dynamic. And you can mix the angle. On top surface I have a smaller square as a base. On bottom surface I got a bigger angle. Here we go. Keeping just exploring, experimenting stuff. When you understand once again one technique, try to decline it. That's the key into progressing even more. Don't always wait for step-by-step tutorials. When you got one technique, try to see how you can make it different, how you can reappropriate it to yourself. Okay? So this practice, super fast time, is very essential to have even more fun from what you have learned. So take this phase as an inspiration and draw on your side multiple angle, multiple roundness, multiple application, if is it positive or negative, and play with the size of the angles and so on. Okay? Here a bit of adjustment right here. Here we go. The design sketchbook. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I see you for the next one, for the next tutorials I'm going to publish next week. And see you for this one, and I invite you to see more in the on the blog and the YouTube channel. Oh yeah, and of course feel free to subscribe to the channel to get notified for the next video and click on the bell. See you guys.